Have you ever wondered what human experiences might feel like to beings who are not from this planet? One comic created a world of just that. The animated series Strange Planet explores the absurdities of daily life told through a peculiar perspective. Let's take a look.
What if our world wasn't the only one where existence is absurd?
Please refer to the danger menu for tips on how not to die.
If your seat is in the peril row, you must help us take the machine apart. Your reward is more legroom.
So joining us now is the mind behind Strange Planet, Nathan Pyle. Nathan, welcome. That looks funny.
Thank you so much.
As you said in one of your comics, thank you for finding us today.
That's right.
And I guess so. We did a little research. Obviously, before this was a television show, Strange Planet was a web series, as we can see on the screen. So you've been doing this for years. How did this idea, this perspective on human life and how that might be fun and funny, how'd that first come about?
Well, I'd drawn comics for years, but it was moving in with my wife. My wife and I, after getting married, we moved into a tiny apartment in New York City. And you're forced to really evaluate how you live and why you make the decisions you make, and even some small preferences that you might have that someone else doesn't share. That's really what started the whole series. We were trying to clean up for a party and hiding everything we owned, and that was the very first comic.
Cool. So we're looking at it now. By the way, I love the color palette of it. It's really, it's wonderful to look at, too. But so the comic's pretty well known. So talk about the opportunity for you to turn this into a TV series. Was this surprising to you?
Well, there was a lot of momentum the first year of the comic. I made one new comic every day, and we went from a small following to 2 million, 3 million in the first year or so. And then I talked to Dan Harmon and Steve Levy out in California, and I talked to Shadow Machine, who made BoJack and most recently Pinocchio, really experts in the field of animation. And I knew that we had a great team put together. And then, of course, Apple was a great home for it. It really made sense for all those people to come together.
That's fantastic. In the comics, as we saw a little bit in the clip, the dialogue's very literal, very straightforward. They're taking a straightforward look at our life, which makes it in a funny way. Tell me about the process of making sure that that tone which you achieved in the comic carried over to the television series. Was that hard?
Well, we always had guiding kind of North Stars. I said to any voice actor who came in, don't be meaner than the meanest Muppet. There's a kind of a level of wholesomeness that the Muppets always achieved. And that, to me, was really the guiding star. And so really, when we were looking at this, we wanted these beings to be emotionally advanced. Rather than technologically advanced, the idea is there's another planet where they're slightly more honest, slightly more transparent with their emotions. And that's part of what gives the comic the warmth and gives the series its warmth. These beings talk pretty honestly and pretty frankly about their emotions.
But without the meanness. I like that. It's right for the moment, isn't it? And I want to drill down a little bit. You shared that some of the storylines, the characters, and the way you approached the idea inspired by your wife, Taylor. And I want to hear a little bit more about that inspiration, how that goes over at home.
Well, truly, I always show a comic to Taylor before I would post it. I'd never wanted to surprise her because obviously some of them are based on our relationship. But it was always meant to be a celebration of humans. So there's never a cynical approach. So even when Taylor and I are laughing about our slightly different approaches as cohabitants of that a small apartment, it was always in good nature, because the truth is humans do have different preferences. They do traditions slightly different. It was always meant to be in good nature.
So what are you hoping after all this people will feel and take away? Was there a lesson, or what do you hope people take away when they watch the show, aside from just enjoyment?
It is a bit aspirational. This planet is kind of an analog to Earth, but it's slightly better. And I hope that people take away this idea that if we are a little more honest about our emotions, if we say, you know, I cried in the shower this morning, we're able to say that. We're happy that we survived and we existed another year, like in that comic there. We talk about some real emotion just casually. I think that's what you can take away. It's okay to talk about your emotions.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Nathan Pyle, really great talking to you. Thanks so much for speaking with us. And you can watch Strange Planet. It's now streaming on Apple TV+.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.